on this problem, I jumped in trying to find, like you're saying, x over y, so I took the problem 3x minus y, x plus y, 5 over 8, and I just started trying to simplify it. Like I cross-multiplied. I multiplied 8 over here to get rid of it, and I multiplied the x plus y over here to get it off the bottom. So that's 24x, sorry, minus 8y equals 5x plus 5y. And I got my x's on the same side, so I moved my 5x over, and that was 19x. Moved my 8y over, and that's 13y. On this side, I thought, oh, well, I need x over y, so I moved this over so it would be on the bottom. And then that would just be a 1 on that side. So I have 19x over 13y equals 1. And so if I want to move this number out of the way and just get x over y, you can, multiply by its reciprocal, or you can move the 13 first and then divide by the 19 either way. So 1 times that means x over y is equal to 13 over 19, which is exactly what you've got. Okay, this one I had to look up, and I sent you a text last night with some pictures of this stuff, and what I kind of figured out from these conic sections, which I haven't done it forever, was that if the y came first, that means that was kind of like the vertical distance in between these things. And the number on the bottom was, I think they called it b squared, so b would be actually 6, so that told me that was 6 and that was negative 6. And then this one, since x comes first, that means it's horizontal, and the distance between those two. So this on the bottom is a squared, so a would be 3. So that let me know that this was a negative 3 and this is a positive 3. So I was looking for an ellipse that would go through. The y value needed to be close to 6. X value needed to be close to 9. And this was the only one I could find that had that kind of distance on it. That's a circle. That's not even an ellipse, but I think you knew that. Okay, this one, inverse switch x and y. So this thing is your y. So if I switch x and y, I would have x equals the cube root of 2x minus 1. Sorry. That should be a y. I switch x and y. So if I switch to my left with this, and now I'm going to solve for y. That's the inverse function. So it's all stuck underneath this cube root. Get rid of that cube root first by cubing both sides. X cubed equals, that's gone, 2y minus 1, and then move everything away from the y. 2x cubed plus 1, and I'm going to divide it by 2. That would be my inverse function. Okay, this one, the first term of a sequence is negative 10. The second term is 1. Each subsequent term, so the next term, is obtained by adding the two immediately preceding terms. I'm going to add these two together. I get the next term is negative 9. Then I'm going to add these two together. I get the next term is negative 8. And then I need to do it one more time. Add these two together. I get the next term is a negative 17. That would be the fifth term. Okay, so find the slope of this line, so solve it for y. 2y equals negative 3x plus 5. Divide everything by 2. There's my slope for that one, m1. Do the same thing for the other one. So 4y equals negative 6x plus 7. Divide everything by 4. This actually reduces down to negative 3 over 2 for m2. So that means they have to be, circling the wrong one. m1 equals m2 is what I've got. I don't have the key to it, so I'm hoping I'm getting these right, but hopefully you have the key and can check my answers. Okay, this one's a composition, so start off finding g of negative 1. And the thing is, this is saying x is negative 1. So I go to g. Here's the one that's got the equal sign on it, so this is the equation I'm using. So g of negative 1 means that's going to be the absolute value of negative 1 plus 7. So that'd be 1 plus 7, that's an 8. So all of this is kind of inside of f. So now what I need is f of 8. So I come up here. So x is f of 8 means that x is equal to 8. So let's see, 8 is bigger than 0, so I'm using this equation. So 1 minus 8 is a negative 7. And that's what you had right there. Okay, this is a system. Let F and G, they intersect at one of the, so a solution to a system is where they intersect. You can use substitution or elimination to find an intersection point or a solution to a system. So you can graph them both in your calculator, or you can set them equal to each other, because this is y and this is y. So that means I can substitute this in for the y in the other equation. Then you have a quadratic, so you can move everything over to one side, move that 4x over, move that 7 over. Then you can factor it or quadratic formula. I hate factoring these. Honestly, if it was me, I'd probably be using the quadratic formula, but I'll work with it. Let's see, that's going to be a 3 and a 2, because that's going to be positive 4x, positive 3x. That gives me the 7x in the middle. And I'll set each one of these equal to 0. One solution is 3 over 2. The other solution is 2. Then go plug those in and find the y's that go with them. I used this first equation, 4x plus 7, and plugged in my x's. This one gave me 13, and this one gave me 15. And the only one that has an x and a y that matches is the one you chose. 1 1/2 and 13. I think you got this one just fine because you had your right numbers. There's 10, 2 times 40 is 80, 3 times 50 is 150, divide by 100. I think I got 2.4, but I'm going off memory on that one. But it doesn't look like you had trouble on that one. Okay, this one, they're being tricky. When you see square, that means you have to write it twice. So if I write this thing twice, because that would be 7 plus 4i squared, you FOIL, so 7 times 7 is 49. Outer and inner would be 28i and 28i, which makes 56i in the middle, and that's 16i squared. But I squared always equals a -1, so that's going to be 49 minus 16. Ooh, took me a minute. So 33 plus 56. It's pulling it out. Also, so you know, there is an I button on your calculator, and it will do all of this for you. If you have an 84, it's down there on the decimal button. You'll see it in blue. If you have an Inspire, it's down on the far left where you see pi. I is in there, and it will do this kind of stuff for you. Okay, this one's tricky. I sent you a picture last night in your text messages with all this definitions like irrational, rational, imaginary, whole, all that kind of weird vocab they'll use. Irrational means it's like a square root of 2, or pi. It's like a decimal that doesn't repeat and doesn't terminate and keeps going on forever. So 2 imaginary numbers, I thought of an example like I times the square root of 2 times I square root of 6. I times I will turn into I squared, which is a -1. And then the square root of 12 will reduce down into 2 square root of 3. Like it doesn't work out pretty, and it's also is irrational, I should say. So it can happen that you can take 2 imaginaries and end up with an irrational number. So x times y equals square root of 2. Yep, that's an irrational number, so the product of those can be square root of 2. 2 negative numbers, you can look up at the example I gave earlier, in a negative irrational number. So the only one, if you have 2 rational numbers like fractions or whole numbers, they'll never turn into an irrational number. Okay, this one, get the base exponent alone, divide by 3, and then change forms with it, or take natural log of each side, either way. Some of my students like to just say ln of both sides, ln and e cancel, that's ln of 4, or some students like to change forms with it. So that's log base e of 4 equals x, which is ln of 4 equals x. Either way, I work with that one. Okay, this one, I wasn't 100% sure, but I felt like since these were the same, that kind of split that into a quarter of a circle, like 1/4 of the circle is right here. So 1/4 of the circumference should be that arc length right there. So I did a 1/4 times 2 pi r, which r is 10. And so I ended up with, divided by 5 pi. Again, not sure if I got that right, but that's the way I did it. And then this one, distance equals rate times time. So distance was x times the rate for Sam. Let's see, x minutes to bike, d miles. So distance equals r times x. And then it took him, returning home, same route, so same distance. His average speed was 2 times his average speed on the way to work. So that one was, make sure I get on my formulas. I believe it's 2 times the rate before, so it would be 2ry. And so we're trying to get an equation in terms of y's and x's. So I solved this one for y, d over 2r. I solved this one for, I solved it for the rate because I wanted to plug it into here in terms of x's. So I moved the x over on that one. So this means that this would be d over 2 times d over x. And then with fractions, change, flip, keep the first one, change to multiplication, flip this thing, so x would go on top, 2d would go to the bottom, the d's cancel, and I'm left with x over 2. So y would be equal to x over 2.